Hey everybody, back checking in again. First of all, most importantly, I want you to know that I'm here for you. This is mostly for people who are just in the tumult and the stink and the shit of this whole thing called divorce. And again, it's just important that you know somebody's out there for you. In some of the comments, people are making some great points. You know, it's not always easy for family members or friends, people close to you, to understand what you're feeling or what you're going through. And if you think about it, when somebody has put a situation to you, whether maybe they're getting divorced before you had a background in this, an unfortunate background in this, or they have a health issue or an issue with job or family or whatever, it's hard to know what to say to somebody. So it's not of ill intent that family or friends can't offer you solace. That's up to you. And in the end, it's a gift to you because you're going to have to fight your way out of this. Pull yourself up. And when we talk about fighting, we're talking about the peaceful warrior, not going to a bar and getting liquored up and doing something or doing other stupid things. If that's your thing, then you will do that. But we want to not do that because it'll just come back to us in a bad way. So what do? Well, the compass is going 360 degrees very fast, and you're not sure where you are. And that's why when I talk and you listen to this maybe down the road, nothing's earth-shattering. But when you're new and special, it's just that when you're in the confusion of the moment, you want some solidity, and it's helpful to have somebody reach in there and offer you a helping hand and, give you some hard, defined things to help you at that stage, actions versus it's going to be okay. Think about if this happened, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you get abducted. At least don't have cancer or whatever. Or look at Jim, his wife shot him on the way outside the door or whatever it is. Okay, so let's get to it. May repeat again, but in your state, it helps to repeat things. Writing, free writing, just let things go. If this isn't a story writing section, when you write, blank pad in the mornings is good, or before you go to bed. Just write everything out. Don't edit it. Don't even think about it. Crumple it up and toss it. At some point, you may want to read the writing just to get a feel on where you are. And even if things are looking psychotic, like you're repeating the same bitching and moaning of something, it's okay. Get it out. You'll be surprised. 2, surround yourself with empowering things that challenge you. Books, music, scenes. I've talked about this before, whether it's The Godfather or The Matrix or Rocky or whatever the movie is. Watch those scenes. Even take a few minutes in the morning. And have them on YouTube cut, or you can download the audio off YouTube and have it in your car as you're driving. Listen to these things. Audio books. I have a good friend named Dan Galpern. He has a project called the Manpower Project. It's very empowering. That's good stuff too, to reinforce things. I'm reading Napoleon Hill's book. God, what is it? It's such a famous book. What is it called? You know it. The Millionaire Mind. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. A thing that I do. And again, this is unique, so we're all to, try to find what motivates us. I'm motivated by the founding fathers. Why? Because, I studied politics in college, but these gentlemen who founded this country, yeah, there was slavery and there's issues with that and the context of the day, and I don't want to get into debate over that. But you could actually bring in Frederick Douglass and other people, even Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, other people. But for me, they're inspiring, absolutely. But like Henry Clay and Abraham Lincoln and John Adams, these guys grew up in total shit. Like they'd have their father would die, then the mother would die, and then the British would kick the crap out of them, but they would fight on, and then they'd get married, have 7 kids, 4 of them would die before, and 1 would be a drunk and insane. I mean, these crazy stories of their ability to will themselves forward. And the point is, when you surround yourself with those kind of things, you start to call yourself into account, and you move away from woe is me, or can you believe she did this to me? Because nobody wants to hear that. Even your friends who are like, oh my God, yeah, they're like, this guy, I'm going to put a gun to my mouth if I have to hear this again. So you will go through those stages, and I did too. So you don't have to rush through them, but just realize it's a trip through somewhere, and it's not a stopping point. Do you really want to be that person who bitches and moans about the ex? I don't think so. So if you envision yourself, it's a good visual. I'm at a curved desk, okay? You can't see it, but it kind of looks like a command station. And figure all these books, Think and Grow Rich, or books on people you respect, athletes, whoever, actors, business people, boom, boom, boom. And then over here, there's a monitor with, scenes from movies that turn you on. There's some audio, there's a stereo, there's music. The idea is to get things going, break this, holding on to everything, and like you're on a roller coaster and terrified. And again, I'm talking to you guys who are in the middle of the shit. These things inspire you, and you want to start challenging yourself to break through the ice that's all around you. And it's understandable, but the idea is not to not go through it, but just shorten the period you're going through that. Okay? Write out a plan, What are things you want to do, to achieve, to think about, to create? I'm not really good at that. I seem to write the same plans over and over, but my goals are pretty big, so that's probably how it will stack up. Now, when I say big, some people might call them crazy, but hey, why not set big goals and go for them? Let me transition to something that somebody asked me about, email or comment, and that's about dating, about the next relationship. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm the best person to comment on that, because I look at my relationship that failed, and I totally see where the growth opportunities in myself that I hadn't taken advantage of caused a lot of those breakdowns. Is it all on me? Is it all on her? No, but I can't control her, and it doesn't look like there's going to be a rehabilitation or building back a relationship. So I do what I can for myself. Okay? So what does that mean? It means I'm a little gun shy. I mean, I don't want to go through this again. Obviously, get married, which I'd love to do, but then fuck it up again? No thanks. So, I've been listening to stuff that may be a little goofy, Getting the Love You Want, and Crucial Conversations and that kind of stuff. And I'm not here to say that you take everything from these books and everything to be your gospel. But if nothing else, you pick up some things, and also it challenges you to come up with your own thing. So the person might say in the tape you're listening to, the book, here's the situation and here's how to deal with it. Well, that sounds kind of stupid. I don't think I'd do that. Well, how would you deal with it? And that's why these are good, to challenge yourselves. So what I do is, I was telling my friend the other night about this, and she thought I was a little wacky, but all right, moving on to somebody else, really, right? I mean, it's really about an energy. So what I do is whether I'm going to bed or kind of just in the day, and you get lonely, I just envision what that energy is, and, envision and also feel it. What does that mean? Well, a woman who I match with, and I have the maturity inside to match with her, give what she needs, and to empower her and be there for her, and then she for me. So I kind of feel that warmth, and I get a outline of her, like the way she looks, the way she feels, her warmth, and it just calms me. Versus, again, going back to the roller coaster ride, which can happen. I'm lonely. There's nobody, blah, blah, blah. You go through Tinder and all these other things, man, and it's brutal. So somebody asked me, how's the dating scene? Nobody looks like their picture. That's one thing. There are a lot of good people out there. I think it's not so much, from my vantage point, how's the dating scene? It's how are you in relation to the dating scene or a relationship? So I'd like to rephrase that question. How's the dating scene? That's a question for somebody else, because I'm not like out there going crazy. To me, it's creating the space to be in a powerful relationship that really is nice and is built to last for real, and there's no crap being swept under the rug. So I'm not at that space yet, so I can't fully answer that question, but it helps to feel that energy from the other person and challenge myself, like, where could I have been better? What are some techniques even? I mean, when you get in a relationship, there's going to be conflict. So how are you going to deal with that? Blah, 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 you did this, you did that. It's some of these ideas that are out there are just mirroring. Like, all right, I get it. You feel this way. And because when I do that, it makes you feel this way. Am I getting that right? Okay. Now, in my ex's case, talking about that, is there anything else you want to say? Get out the blank encyclopedia so you can fill in the pages, but I digress. This is about the skills and techniques to grow and have a great relationship beyond That's so freaking stupid. Okay, so that's where I am. It's kind of in a discussion, and I'm banking on the theory that when one is ready and mature enough, that person will appear before you. And the main thing for me, and maybe it's of use to you, and I know I'm running long, chatterbox today, but it's having a life to share, not being so connected and dependent on and driven around. Now, you want to be two individuals who connect over shared interests and shared values, but, strong positions within your life and what you're doing. And I'm building that. That's where my focus is. Kind of like the embers of a fire, getting those up and warm and raging, So to end here, again, it's like, sometimes it's not what I say. It's just the fact that, I've been through it. I look healthy and like I'm growing, and I'm here for you. And somebody out there who's gone through it is on the other side offering you a healthy and helping hand. And also tips that you can grab and use to start climbing your way out. Versus it'll be better, think about this. And those are important things. But dude and women who might be watching this, you need active things like the writing, like the exercise, like getting the crap out of your kitchen, and be eating healthy. Do one little thing to break outside your routine. Join CrossFit or join a band or a music lesson or something. This isn't, even if you have kids, especially if you have kids, because you need to be the best you for yourself and for kids if you have them, and for family, And getting back to who you are is what you need to do, and these are ways to do that, in my opinion. Okay? Take care. Until next time, keep going. Keep going. Take care now.